God the Almighty, my one true love. God is such a complex figure for someone who is meant to be simple, right? As what's the premise of believing in God? It's just we exist, so someone that made us exist. As we made computers, we made books, so there's someone that's supposed to have made us, right? And that's just it. And there's many religions, which is counterintuitive because if there was God, a lot of religions would just not exist. Because how is everyone following different gods based on different faiths? And it could just be the same God visiting different places in their appropriate, acceptable forms, and the people depicting those gods as what they see and what they show themselves. But in reality, it's all just one. That idea does make sense. What doesn't make sense is that why these heavenly figures don't show themselves. Okay, because I refuse to believe that if you were if you were a virtuous man, right, the most virtuous man on the planet, virtuous, and God just shows up, that you wouldn't tell anyone. Do you believe that there would be someone who sees God and just doesn't report it? Of course not. So it's like, why the refusal from showing yourself to us when we practically need you the most right now, right? Over the last a few centuries, so many devastating wars killing more people than ever killed before have happened. And it's like if God just shows himself, people would have their faith restored. And the fear of hell would genuinely make some people do better things with their lives. And even if right, if the fear of hell is the only thing that's making people good, I know that's not right because people should be good because they're good people. But of course, if it's transactional and tangible, it's easier for people to be good because we all of us know being good feels good. The only reason why people don't just be good, right? There's only two reasons. It's because being bad feels better sometimes, and because being good will make people use you. And it's like if everyone's good, then of course people won't use you because everyone's good, and then you won't be able to even like focus or think about the bad things because the good things feel so good. Because being good does feel good, obviously. And I have had a very complex relationship with God, and most people, I feel like, do the same shit I did. Right? It's like, oh, when life's all good, you don't even acknowledge his existence. But suddenly, when everything's going to shit, you're religious and just praying to God and begging for mercy. It's like people are only attracted to God because of the power he holds in their minds, right? Most people, if you do not appreciate your life and you do not appreciate God for the life you've been given, when it's going good, but then you suddenly are like very resentful and just, blaming God for giving you a dog shit life and just praying for like a better one, that just makes you a sycophant to an extent, right? Well, maybe a reverse sycophant, because you're not actually being a yes man when it's going good. You're actually just resorting to begging when it's going bad because you think he has all the power to change your life. But genuinely, if you were God, and let's say a person, when you give him every single good thing in life, right? Not everything, but most things are good. And he's just not grateful for it. He isn't appreciating you. He isn't going out spreading kindness in the world, making the world a better place with the resources you gave him. And then when everything goes bad, he just blames you and just asks you to make it better. He then comes to you, then he wants to talk. How would you feel if you were like the most powerful being in the world? You'd be like, shut up. Right? He just but like weird, go away. And like, if God created creatures like us, there has to be elements of us in him as well, right? As when you write a poem, right? A poem, there's elements of your being in that always. So I feel like if God does exist, the elements of, anger and lust and every bad shit that humans perform will also exist in him as a part of him, right? So of course he isn't gonna be like chill all the time. Even though he is almighty and all powerful, he doesn't have to be just like a majorly just an absolute being of goodness. He doesn't have to, and he shouldn't, because bad people do exist. And the main premise of loving God is loving Him for everything He's already given you, right? And that should be applicable to every single relationship in your life, right? You don't appreciate someone or you don't praise someone for the things they could do. Because what if they don't do it? Then you feel like really dumb, so we avoid it. But when it comes to God, everyone's just like, oh yeah, God will make my life so much better. He will bless me. Yes. I feel like God only gives you the luck you deserve when you do the work, right? As it's like the quote, God only helps those who help themselves. But if I help myself, who's really helping me except for myself? And God, if He exists, operates behind the scenes. And so you'll never know if something that's happening is because of Him or because of people or some other butterfly effect. And it's way too difficult, because with the insomnia going on in my life right now, the inabilities to sleep, I found myself talking to God much more than I did when I didn't have that problem. Much more, right? And it's like I was just asking for justification for why. If I'm just doing everything right, if I'm just not being a bad person, why can't I just rest? Why can't I rest? Right? Because I am doing the work that's required. I am still being a good person. I'm being kind. I'm making people smile. I just give smiles to strangers. I make kids laugh now. And it's like, still, I'm doing much more stuff as well. But if I keep like glorifying my actions, it's gonna get to a point where I'm making this all about myself and I don't want to. But still, if I, I don't find it to be like very preposterous of me to just get some sleep. Right? I think I deserve to sleep at least. Like, I'm not asking for the love of my life to come here. I'm not asking for 1,000,000 rupees to just show up at my door. Just asking to sleep. But it still isn't happening. And it's times like these where it's extremely difficult to have faith in God, because sleep is like a basic need for me, man. Why can't I? And this is like the first time that some bad stuff has happened to me, which is just fully not, like, I just can't comprehend it. Like, how has this just happened? How have I just gone from getting healthy 7 hours 30 minutes of sleep every single day to now just straight up zero, like genuine zero? Not even being like one of those boys in your school who would be like, oh, I only got 3 hours of sleep yesterday, I'm so cool. Well, I wish I could get 3 hours of sleep. I wish I could get anything. It's like, it just doesn't happen. And I somehow have to still have faith. I still do have faith, because remember, hope is the scream that never ends. And you are not a fool for believing. That believing makes you immortal. Your faith makes you unkillable in essence. But if I can't even function properly, how am I going to deal with every other thing in my life? And I know this is like a very first world problem. I know people have way worse lives. But this seems like a very small issue for which there is practically no reason. Right? Oh, how am I supposed to fall asleep? How does that work? How? I'm closing my eyes, I'm tired as hell. But it's still like my mind just wants to remain conscious and active. And I just found myself just praying a lot more, which I feel like is very wrong of me. Because why am I only going to him in the difficult times? Why am I not talking to him when things are relatively better? Why do I have to be such a bitch? Why? It's like I will call people out. Like I call people out for only talking to their friends and shit about the bad things and not the good things. But it's exactly the same thing that I'm doing with God. So does it make me a hypocrite? I don't want to be a hypocrite, but I couldn't help it. And it's like I'm giving the same stupid ass excuses about I can't help it, it's just not happening. And I don't want to be one of those people I despise. I don't want to be like those people because they ruined me. And God was the only thing, right? My faith is the only thing that saved my life. And it's difficult in times like these when it feels like I deserve something as basic as sleep at least. But yeah, I'm just being a complaining bitch. I still love God because He's given me everything I have. Right? I'm still able to walk. I'm still able to see. I don't care like sleep. Sleep who? Hell yeah, man. I love my life. I'm alive. You're alive. Live your life, bro. Stop complaining. Like me. I learned from my mistakes. Look at me. I was being a bitch. I was being a weirdo. You don't want to be a weirdo hypocrite, do you? So be chill. Love you. Good night.